Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back, and we are getting back into Married at First Sight Australia, and we are in series 11 and episode 24. All I'm gonna say is this is the dinner party to end all dinner parties. Like, seriously. There's something wrong with these people. Like, seriously, something wrong with these people. But before we get into it, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos. And let's get into this video, shall we? So it starts off with Ridge and Jade. Now, Ridge has managed to meet Jade's daughter, V. Basically, she invited him along to go and see her. And all I'm going to say is, for Ridge, that's a big thing to meet someone's daughter at the end of the day, because Jade comes as a package deal. So all I'm going to say is I hope things work out for these two, because him meeting her daughter is a different kind of message that you're setting now, and a different kind of realm and point that you're setting right about now. Lucinda looks pretty in pink, and Tim is talking about how he's opened up to Lucinda, and all I'm saying is I hope he'll do more to take steps with her, because she's a damn good woman. Like, he would be fucking gutted if he lost her, because I don't think he'll find anybody else like Lucinda at the end of the day. So Tristan, basically, you see, is struggling with the comments that Jack has made. I would say it wasn't banter. It wasn't banter at all. It was maliciously said. It wasn't a joke. Jack was very intentful when he said the words that he said and who he was saying it to. Cassandra is concerned as well, and she shows that concern because Jack's comments has made an impact on Tristan. And basically all I would say is at this point Jack has a lot to answer for, because he's literally emotionally destroyed Tristan. And I know that with this now, it will set him back. And hopefully you would hope that it wouldn't impact the relationship that he has with Cassandra. But I think that it will. Like, he's destroyed Tristan already with the words that he said. And Jack does not see that, because he still continues to say, it's a joke, it wasn't malicious, it wasn't this. You shouldn't have said it in the fucking first place, mate. At the end of the day, you should not have said it in the first place, especially with you being a personal trainer and dealing with the public in a sensitive way when it comes to body types. This is why I keep saying that Jack is not a nice human being at all. So Lauren is talking in the fact that she wants a genuine apology from Jack. I'm like, you ain't going to get that. You are not going to get that, because this man does not accept any type of responsibility or accountability for his actions and the things that he says. At the end of the day, Tori ain't going to get to a space where she's going to say enough is enough with this guy, because she has a hard edge. She does. She has a hard line of where she will say enough is enough, but with all the shit that's happened right now, we ain't even reached that point with this girl. So I'm just like, you need to leave this girl to her own devices at this point in time, and let it work out the way she wants it to work out, and see how far she goes with it. So you see Tori and Jack. Tori is ill, but she won't stay home because apparently she doesn't want to, like, you know, leave Jack alone with the issues, because she knows something is going to come up for Jack, so she don't want to, like, you know. Again, they keep going on with the bullshit that, you know, these people are jealous, they need to start thinking about their own relationships, and they're just jealous at how conductive their relationship is. It's not that at all. Seriously, not that at all. And the fact that Jack keeps making that comparison is fucking ridiculous at the end of the day, because he seems to think that he can't be called out for the behaviours that he shows, and B, for the shit that he says. He really honestly believes that he can't be called out by that. So we see Sarah and Tim, and they are so close right now, like so close. But the fact of it is that we now know Sarah's been playing behind her husband's back with her ex. I'm just like, how can she sit there and not say a damn word to this man? It's been over a week that this has happened, because it comes out that it's a full weekend, yeah, that she wanted some space from. So that whole weekend she was preparing for her ex to come and then go see him, right? That's what she's done. And then she comes back and acts like butter wouldn't fucking melt in her mouth when it comes to Tim. She might Tim look hella stupid. Like, really hella stupid. And it's unfair because it's not even Tim's fault, because he does not know the situation at hand or the situation at play. She's boxed him into a point where she wants him to literally do for her, protect her, do stand up for her, X, Y, and Z. And he's done that. She loves it. And now she's done that against someone, yeah, who is an absolute shit person. But she's a shit person herself. And he's done that in the belief that, this person is for him. So Sara says in her VC that they've been honest with each other, which has allowed them to connect on a deeper level. And I'm just like, girl, honest. Girl, please, honest. Oh, this dinner party is going to be fire. Eden, I would say, shouldn't feel bad raising this shit with Tim at the end of the day, because you know what? Tim needs full disclosure. He needs full disclosure. And Sara should be the one that feels shit in this situation, not Eden, because at the end of the day, how are you saying this shit to someone you know has been full on cheated on? The person that she's with, Jaden, has been full on cheated on. Tim was cheated on and how that impacted and affected him. Sara herself was cheated on and treated poorly by her ex and keeps going back to her ex and being still treated poorly by this man. And you're telling me that there's no way in Sarah's brain has thought, you know what? Let me have this conversation with Tim. Let me set this road with Tim, because at the end of the day, if this comes out, yeah, it's literally going to destroy us. It's going to decimate us as a marriage. No, because she thinks she's got away with it. She chose the easy target to tell, which was Eden, thinking that Eden wouldn't say shit. So we know Tim's happiness is going to get destroyed, and the only person that can be blamed for that is Sara, nobody else. And you can see from how the evening is going, how she's interacting with everybody else and interacting with Tim. She has no inkling about what's going to be brought to the forefront tonight. She really has no inkling. So you see Tim and Sara have already entered the room, Lucinda and Tim come in. Sara is basically there all saying that she, praising Tim, that she loved the fact that, he spoke up for her. And Lucinda was basically saying, yeah, we saw at the retreat, you were saying, is it time to go to bed yet? And I'm like, this is all kinds of fucked up right now. Like, seriously, this is all kinds of fucked up right now, because Tim is going to get blindsided royally by this shit. Like, absolutely blindsided. So Jack is still going on in the fucking taxi, talking about how he doesn't want Lauren to sit opposite him, because if she sits opposite him, he's going to get up and walk out. And I'm just like, Jack just needs to shut his mouth, like, from now. Jack needs to shut his mouth from now. Like, and then it moves back to the room and you see Lauren and Jono come in. You see Tristan and Cassandra come in. You can absolutely see that Tristan is low. He really is low in himself. And it is heartbreaking to see, because what Jack has done is set Tristan right back. So then in comes Tori and Jack. And they were met with silence. It was motherfucking crickets. It was so fucking funny. Because absolute crickets. No one. They walked in with smiles, holding hands, and everybody was just like, yeah, that's all you're getting. So Tori and Jack kind of already knew that shit was gonna fly their way at some point. It really was, because I kind of think Jack wanted to get ahead of that in regards to the actions that he made with Trisha, but we'll get there. So Jack turned around and talked about it, because Jack and Tori always keep talking about the circus and the circus animals and all this, that and the other, and I'm just kind of like, why is it a circus though? Why is it a circus though? Because it's of Jack and his motherfucking comments and his actions that he makes. That's why it's a motherfucking circus right now. Anyway, so Jack is greeting everybody, and Jack says hello to Jono and disrespectfully ignores Lauren completely, doesn't say hello to her. So you know where the tone of this evening is going to go. Then on top of that, he doesn't even say hello to Tristan or acknowledge him, even though Tristan has not done fuck all wrong. Lauren ain't even done fuck all wrong, but this is Jack all over. This is Jack all over. So in comes Jade and Ridge, and then in comes Michael and Stephen. Andrea's on her own, but it's because Richard is unwell. And then Eden and Jade walk in, and you can completely tell that Eden is so anxious, like even to the point where she doesn't really greet Sarah. She only greeted Sarah because she greeted Jono at the same time, and Sarah was with Jono, so she gave her a quick hug and then walked away. But other than that, Eden was not feeling it in the slightest. So the fucked up thing is that when I went into the dinner, Eden and Jaden were literally sitting across from Sarah and Tim, and Eden was so uncomfortable that she didn't know which way to put her face, because Sarah made the comment, "Oh, you look like Tinkerbell." Eden didn't say shit. Eden was pouring her drink like as if to say, "I don't hear fuck all from you right now because I know what's about to go down." But you know what? Eden's one of these people where she's like me, where if I know some type of information, I know I'm about to bring it out or give you the choice in order to bring it out yourself before I bring it out. I ain't going to be able to make nicey with you because your behaviour has been deplorable at the end of the day. I ain't going to be able to do it. My spirit won't let me do it. So you will know something's wrong. But Sarah was oblivious to the shit that was going on with Eden. So Jack gets up from the table and goes and asks Tristan if he can have a chat with him. So he says yeah. So then Jack then gets Tim, because he knows that Tim is quite close with Tristan. And I was kind of thinking, well, why would you pick up Tim? And I'm thinking to myself, is it because you need someone there, to say something in front of Tim to make it seem as though, this isn't something that you would normally do, but you wanted Tristan to have at least someone there as comfort, so you won't feel uncomfortable in regards to what he's saying, because he wants it on record in terms of what he's saying to Tristan. That's all I was thinking. That, you know what, this was an absolutely bagger move by Jack. This was a calculated move by Jack to have Tim there. But within the conversation, I was just kind of like, Tim needs to open up his mouth, because Jack was not nice. He wasn't nice at all. So Tristan does tell him about spiraling from his comment, and as Tristan goes into explaining why, Jack absolutely interrupts Tristan. And this is what I mean about Jack. He ain't there to listen to the niceties in terms of Tristan. He don't care. All Jack cares about is rectifying his image in the public eye. That's all Jack cares about, and that's what he's doing right now. So Jack is turning around and saying to Tristan that he made a stupid comment and it was a joke. But then he turns around to blame Tim for Tim bringing it up, and that's what triggered Tristan. And I'm like, no. And this is where Tim should have spoken up. It wasn't Tim bringing it up that triggered Tristan. It was the fact that fucking Jack made the comment in the fucking first place what triggered Tristan at the end of the day. So how dare Jack again don't take accountability for fuck all that he said in order to impact Tristan in the way that he has. So Tristan's trying to speak, and again he won't let Tristan talk. So basically Jack has made this all about him. Jack has made it about the fact that he's had a rough night. He wants to apologise. He's laid up awake all night feeling X, Y and Z about the situation. So I'm like, you're full of bullshit. And even Tim wasn't buying it. But the fact of it is Tim didn't open his mouth. I'm like, nah, I couldn't sit there and listen to that bullshit, and not say nothing. So Jack decides to give Tristan a present. Why did this man pull out a fucking gift card for supplements, and then give Tristan a key ring with a cross on it that literally is engraved with "You are enough"? I was like, is this guy taking the piss? For one, yeah, you're still making a comment about Tristan's weight and saying that there's an issue with the way that Tristan looks by giving him a fucking gift card to a supplement store in terms of weight control. And then you give him a key ring with a cross on it that says you are enough. Like he needs that from you. Like he needs that kind of validation from you. But Tristan, because he's so innocent to these fucking sideshow Bob things that fucking Jack plays, believes that it's a true intent of Jack and loves it and says, oh, thank you. Da, 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 da. Tim's sitting there like, I don't fucking believe you just done that. But doesn't then speak up to show Tristan that no, you can't accept these because Jack is not being genuine in what he's doing. He's actually basically saying that you have an issue. This is what you need to do to fix it. Instead of saying, do you know what? I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have done that genuinely. Even when they took it back to the table and asked Tristan what had happened and stuff. Everybody at that table, when he talked about the supplement gift card, including Cassandra, and he talked about the cross and what it said on there, everybody was like, nah, Jack, you fucked up for that one. Like, seriously, fucked up for that one. Yeah, because Jack is full of BS. Absolute BS. So Lauren called him out, and when Lauren called him out, Tori looked at Lauren like she wanted to get across the table and box this girl in her mouth. And this is what I mean by saying, this girl truly, well and truly, don't give a shit what these people say about this man. She will always be in his corner. Jack point blank turns around and says that he would not have said it around Tim. And I'm just like, okay, but you would have said it if Tim was there. It's only because you got caught. You needed Tim there in order to show him exactly what it is you're gonna do in regards to Tristan. But even though Tim sat there and was quiet, even Tim thought you was full of bullshit with what you said and what you did and this overall gift that you gave Tristan. Yeah, I'd be like, you know what, check please, I'm done with Jack and I'm done with Tori, like seriously done with them both. So Lauren turns around and says that she don't believe a word of what Jack says. So Jade asks Tori the question, what will it take for you to say that's enough when it comes to Jack? Because the reason why Jade asked Tori this question is because she told Lauren that she won't hold Jack over the fire for the comments that he made. So Tori responded with, I am halfway. So Lauren turned around and says to Tori, open your eyes. And Tori says, don't insult my intelligence. And I'm like, at this point, my love, what intelligence? What intelligence? You have a whole table telling you how the comments your fucking husband made was so absolutely disparaging and disgusting in its intent. Yeah, and everything else that he's done. But yet you say, don't insult my intelligence. At this point, it's questionable. Like, seriously questionable. So Lauren turns around and says, point blank, she don't trust Jack at all. But she says she trusts Tori. And at this point, I'm just like, you need to let this girl live her life. Like, seriously, let this girl live her life with this man. She's chosen him. She's going to stand by him. That's who she wants. Leave her be. So, Rich then starts to big up Sarah and Tim. And some of the other ones as well, in terms of Lucinda saying, well, you know, after Tim had stepped up, done what he did, like, you know, Sarah was like, I want to go to bed because she knew what was going to happen next. And I'm like, that must be so uncomfortable for Eden and Jaden knowing what they know right now. So Eden's watching, you can see Eden watching this girl with not really a smile on her face and thinking this girl is blah 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 blah. And I'm like, and I'm just like, it's unfair. It's unfair to put Eden in that position. So Eden and Jaden calls Tim and Sarah for a chat, and I'm like, okay, here it goes. So Eden brings up the fact to these two that, you know what, her and Jay have been tiffing for a whole week. So then Eden brings it up as though she's had this text and says Jaden saw the text and that's what caused them to beef between each other in regards to the moves that they shall make. Now, my thing is Eden and Jaden know full well that Jaden did not see those texts when it first and foremost come in the conversation between her and Sarah. But Eden must have, when they got back to the suites or when they were at the retreat after Eden had told him what was happening, showed him the text. So he was aware of what these texts said. So Eden says to Sarah, I'm giving you the opportunity to tell Tim what you did last weekend or we will tell him. Sarah's face was like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Eden said that Jaden saw the messages and we will tell him. So Sarah at this point knew she had nowhere to go. She had to tell the truth. And all I would say is she should have been open with Tim from the get-go and told him full stop what was going on, but she didn't. So Eden says that she chose her relationship with Jaden over her friendship more so than her keeping this motherfucking secret for Sarah. She was not going to be the fall guy for Sarah no more. She needed to open her rotted mouth. And I'm like, Eden's right. Eden's right at the end of the day. Because Jaden is the only person that's important in her life right now. That's where her loyalty is, to Jaden. But then also as Tim as a friend, because he needed to know. Because as Eden pointed out, all the friends that knew about what her ex and her best friend were doing, who did not tell her, she severed her relationships with them point blank and simple. She didn't want nothing more to do with them. Because at the end of the day, they should have been able to come to her and tell her exactly what was going on with her ex when he was cheating on her. So she doesn't want to be that person where she doesn't say anything. It comes out in a later date, and Tim is going at Eden and saying, well, you knew this information and you didn't tell me. She didn't want to be in that position. So Sarah then turns around and said, okay, but she sees it as, I ran into my ex, she says to Tim. And I'm like, no, Sarah, tell the truth. Tell the motherfucking truth. So Eden calls her out again and Jaden calls her out and says, no. That's not how it went down. So tell the truth before we tell him. So Sarah again blocked into a corner. She said to Tim that she met up with her ex when he was here from Perth. He messaged her, so they met up. Tim was frozen at this point, like as if to say, what are you telling me right now? So Jaden asked her if it was planned. If it was a planned premeditated date. Sarah tried to say it wasn't a date, but it was. It was, because you text Eden ask her if you could borrow clothes from her to wear. At the end of the day, it was a date. You wanted to look good for your ex. It was a date. You met up, had something to eat and drink. That's what you call a date. It was with your ex, an ex that Sarah had slept with a month prior to coming on this experiment. An ex that she never told Tim that she was in constant communication with at all. Tim moves away from her and you can see that he's getting hella pissed because he wouldn't even look at her, and Sarah wouldn't even give him no justifications, wouldn't apologise to him in any way, shape or form. So Tim turns around and said, basically, he's fed up of hearing the white noise that is Sarah now trying to explain away this situation. So he just says, just spill what happened. So Jaden tells Tim what the message said. So Sarah says her ex and her are still friends, and she's told Tim this. This is what Sarah says, that she's saying she's told Tim that her and her ex are still friends, and that she's friends with all of her exes. But you didn't tell him you were going to dinner with him, though. And I don't hear you saying that you go to dinner with all your motherfucking exes at the end of the day. You don't have that kind of relationship with them. So by that time, Tim checked out completely, and this is where it came back in terms of the regurgitation of the 3 cancelled dates, and the fact that she would not, in Confessions Week, allow Tim to look at the phone. And I said through my episodes, she was fucking with her ex. I knew it. That she was fucking with her ex. Tim is not listening at this point. Tim talked about how badly that Sarah was treated by her ex. So she says to Tim that they don't talk. And I'm like, how are you still trying to talk your way out of this scenario right now, my girl? Because it can't be done. It can't be done. You can't talk your way out of this one. I'm sorry. No, you have to take the chips where they fall at the end of the day. You've just destroyed your marriage in one fell swoop and devastated your husband at the same time. So Eden and Jaden then decides to get up and leave them to it, because I think Eden was at the point where she was fed up of hearing Sarah's excuses. Sarah is not going to admit to anything at all. So basically Tim doesn't want to hear it. Sarah's basically destroyed him. And again, all of this time Sarah's still not said sorry to him at all. So he then gets up and leaves. My thing is why do these people, even the producers, keep asking if Tim is okay? You can clearly see this man is not okay. He's been dealt some devastating fucking news, yeah, not being reassured in any way, shape or form from his wife, and then you're asking him if he's okay. No, he's not good. Tim is not in a good place at all from all of this. He really isn't. So basically Sarah's sitting there in their glory after Tim's walked off wanting a glass of wine. Sarah's a full-on cheater. She cheated on this man, like seriously. So Eden goes back to the table and tells the group what happened. So all the group is basically like, my fucking God, and they see this, they see it as a situation of cheating. So Sarah then goes back to the table and tries to lay it all out. And I'm like, it doesn't matter what you say now, Sarah. What you did was wrong. Like, what you did was wrong. She says that she didn't want to tell Tim because she didn't want to get him insecure. So Sarah's blaming Tim for this situation. Sarah's blaming Tim in terms of how she believed that he would react and how it would impact upon him, as to not telling him why she decided to go out of their marriage and go meet her ex. Yeah, made that make sense. Made that make sense, because you not telling me has now fully fucked up his insecurities at the end of the day. Because now he's found out. And what? No one at all is buying it at the table. She basically said that she was not doing it behind his back. And I'm like, how does that make sense? How does that make sense, Sarah? Because at the end of the day, you decided to cancel 3 motherfucking dates on a trot with Tim over the weekend. You wanted a whole weekend to yourself. Yeah, you'd made all these plans knowing full well your ex is in person. You was going to go meet him. But yet, you're saying you didn't do it behind his back because you didn't tell Tim. So obviously that means you did it behind his back, because he was none the motherfucking wiser. So then Jaden does pipe up and say, at the end of the day, he's thinking that this is why Sarah didn't want to do the confessions week with the phone challenge. Sarah just stuttered. So Sarah then tried to bring up this excuse of she was going to her friends that weekend to puppy sit. Eden called her out on that lie too and said that no. You texted me and you told me that you'd lied to Tim, telling him that you was going to puppy sit for a friend and you were not puppy sitting for no friend. I'm like, Sarah, this is not looking good for you at all, my love. At all. She wasn't going to tell Tim nothing due to the fact, and I keep saying this is the reason why she told Eden, because she thought Eden would keep that shit to herself and wouldn't say anything. There's a reason why Sarah didn't tell Tori that information, and there's a reason why Sarah didn't tell Lauren that information, because she honestly believed that Eden was a soft touch in the group where Eden wouldn't say shit. So I applaud Eden for letting it out in the way that she let it out. Like seriously, I do applaud her for that. So Sarah now gets up from the table and wants to go home. Lauren is following her, and I'm just like, no, Lauren, leave this girl to her own devices. At the end of the day, her behaviour was wrong. Her behaviour was disgusting. Her behaviour was disingenuous. She cheated on Tim. That's what she did. So Tim then comes back in. Eden hugs him and he says thank you to Eden. He needed to know, no matter what, Tim needed to know whether she did anything or not. It was wrong. It was completely wrong. And basically, You see Sarah going off about how everything's gone to shit, she didn't do anything with her ex, and I'm like, it went to shit because of you, Sarah. Accept it and deal with the chips as they fall at the end of the day. So Tim is talking at the table in regards to the cancellation of the 3 dates in a row, the phone challenge task, and that she told him point blank that she don't speak to the ex that she said she slept with the month before she came into the experiment. And he feels that she's played him like a fool. So Tim did let loose to the table that he'd actually slept with this ex a month before the experiment happened. But apparently this guy is in another relationship. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what Sarah told the table, that she didn't do anything with this guy because he's actually in another relationship. I think she said between 4 or 6 years. Like, that makes it any better. So Tim basically believes that Sarah's sleeping with this guy and that she still has feelings with him. So then Lauren comes in and has the cheek to say to Tim, will you come out and speak to Lauren? And Tim rightfully says, no, I am not running after her. She calls this bullshit. I'm not going out to speak to her. She can come and speak to me. So Sarah comes back into the room. So Sarah now wants the floor. She wants the whole table. And she did say that she'd lied to Tim, but didn't want to tell him she was going out with her ex. And nothing happened. Tim doesn't buy it in the slightest. And Jaden basically said that no one at this table buys it. And you can see no one at the table bought her shit at all. So Tim basically said it was premeditated, as she knew when her ex was coming and she asked for the whole weekend off. Why do that if nothing happened? Like, seriously, why do that if nothing happened? So she's trying to say that she went out for one night with this man is absolute bullshit. She was sleeping with the dude because there ain't no way. There ain't no motherfucking way at the end of the day. So they asked her, would she have told Tim if Eden or Jaden hadn't brought it up? No, she wouldn't have. And Sarah makes that choice. So she basically says that, no, I wouldn't have, and I didn't really want to tell him because I thought he would have got angry at me. Tim shouts that's a cop-out, and it's true. It is an absolute fucking right-on cop-out. At this point, Sarah knows she's fucked up, and all she's trying to do is use damage control with persuasion, but no one at the table is buying it, least of all Tim at the end of the day. So Tim agrees that Sarah is only sorry that she got caught, because, of course, Tim points out, after the confrontation, she saw how devastated Tim was. She didn't go to him. She didn't apologise to him. She didn't try to rectify anything. So Stephen turned around and says to Sarah, point blank, did you sleep with your ex before the experiment? Sarah was like, and then says yes. And everybody was like, whoa. So Jaden asked her, you slept with your ex knowing he has a girlfriend? Sarah went to say no, and I'm like, no, my love. You can't say no. You can't say no because you just done told the table that your ex was with his partner now for either 4 or 6 years. So a month before, yes, knowingly you would have slept with your ex away. He would have knowingly slept with you, knowing full well that he was with someone. So then Sarah tries to say that they're no longer together, that it's been up and down, that they're just broken up. And I'm like, how fucking convenient of you. How convenient of you that, you know, your ex has just broken up with his partner the weekend that you go meet him. Yeah. So it gets called out for cheating by Jaden. That's when it gets all defensive and starts shouting at the whole motherfucking table, telling them about, like, you know, put your hands up if you've never cheated. This is not how one accepts responsibility, my love. It really isn't. It really ain't. And this is why I say sorry is a Jack and Jack is a Sarah at the end of the day, because neither one of them, when it comes to heinous shit, accept no responsibility or accountability for their behaviour at all. Sarah has no respect for Tim. She's not one iota sorry about her behaviour. And basically Sarah then gets up, leaves from the table, and she becomes a demanding bitch. Because now she wants to leave. She don't want to stay there. She don't want to, you know, have to deal with all of the bullshit that she just caused and the uproar that she caused of her own making. But hey ho, we'll see what happens on the Confessions of the Couch in the next episode, because this is where this episode ended. I'll be back with the next episode once it is on, which is more or less Monday. But I shall speak to you all again soon. As I always ask, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos. And peace out.